So do we have a treat for you tonight?
It's a real treat.
On fire, but not just on fire. It's the Kids on Fire.
Yeah.
Johnny
Our friend from Seattle.
All the way from Seattle via video.
Video.
These guys we met them in Vegas, and they are high energy, good old fashioned punk rock. And they're also doing great things politically for people right now, getting the messages out and really making a strong punk rock community. So not only are they great musicians, but they're great people. And we're really excited to have Johnny on the show from Kids on Fire.
Yeah, Johnny! Woo! Johnny!
Yeah! What's up? Oh, sweet.
What's going on, bud?
Not much, man.
Still hair, Johnny, than you did before? Yes.
No, I think I have the mustache.
That's it.
Okay.
You have the quarantine stash?
I have a quarantine stash, yes.
Now he definitely looks like a pirate. I like it.
with the pirate flag.
Yeah. Be laying that treasure. Yeah, Bill Drex.
It's about 900 degrees here today too, so I'm sweating.
Yeah, I heard it was like 130 degrees in like some part of like on the west coast somewhere. It's like 130 degrees or some shit.
Yeah, it's great. Like it's hot up here in Seattle. It's 90 plus. Down in California, it's like 107 right now or something.
God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No such thing as global warming, sir. There's no such
Not
thing.
at all.
Yeah,
it's real. That's crazy. Yeah.
Dumb liberals. What are you guys thinking? Stupid science.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing.
Oh. We've been busy, for a quarantine. It's been pretty busy. We've been doing a lot of different stuff. So.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go.
There you are.
We actually just started recording our second album last weekend. We were in the very beginning stage of it.
So like 2 days ago, last weekend.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what else can we do right now, right? Like that's pretty much it. Just make music, record music, hope to play live someday.
Exactly. Yep.
Have you and the band been doing anything like long distance recording, or are you guys actually back and practicing together now, or?
We're actually practicing again. It works out because Mikey and I actually live together, so it's like if he goes down, so that's right off the bat. And then Sid, he's pretty much not going anywhere right now. His wife works in healthcare, and he's unemployed at the moment because of COVID, so he's pretty much not like exposed to anything. And then Kevin's working, but he's really not doing anything besides that. So we decided as a group it's okay for us to get together as long as we're doing 6 feet and wearing masks and stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah,
how's Paul?
Paul is good. During quarantine we did a lot of FaceTime drinking sessions. But yeah,
he's a great guy. I really bonded with him when we saw you guys in Vegas. He's just such a friendly guy. He lived in Brooklyn, so we had like a lot to talk about with the city and stuff. And
absolutely, he's a super awesome person. Like, I was really bummed when he had to leave the band, but it was all like for good reasons, and we're all still friends and everything. So, so we still see him and talk to him and hang out with him. Not as much right now, but usually. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, whoever wants to start, Changsta or Chivo, whoever wants to get the ball rolling.
Do it up, Changsta.
We all have questions. We usually rotate.
Oh yeah, so the way it usually works is we all ask a question, either like 2 or 3 questions, and we won't take up like too much of the time. But we all
because it's too goddamn hot for you over there.
Yeah. We all just have
we don't want
questions.
you sweating during the questions. We're not going to run under fire.
Usually this is not an issue. We don't have an air conditioner because we don't usually need one, but in Seattle, there's usually like one solid week during the summer where we're all dying. So this is the week, I think. So
well, since we're on the subject of Seattle, because I've always wanted to go to Seattle, and I've actually never been there. It's like one of the, like out of all the tour places we toured, I've never been to Seattle, and in fact, we met you guys at the show, and you guys were like from Seattle. I was like, shit, I want to do a show one day at Seattle.
Yeah,
but I actually want to know, how is the Seattle the punk scene there? How is like the music scene there? Is it like really like going? Is like you guys play out with a lot of bands? How's the scene in general?
I'd say it's super, super healthy and super positive right now. I think it's always been a thing. You know, music obviously in Seattle has always been a thing. I mean, to the rest of the country, it's grunge, you know, Nirvana and stuff, which like is totally part of the history here and is awesome. You know, there's so many great artists that have come out of here, like Jimi Hendrix and it goes down the line. You know, Heart, a lot of really rad bands. But as far as the punk scene goes, like currently, like I would say super strong. You know, there's different. I would say that like there's different scenes based out of different like neighborhoods and bars, but we all know each other. It's like a small community, you know.
Oh, cool.
And I'd say like, you know, for Kids on Fire, our home base is probably the Kraken Bar, which is in the University District here. And we're really close to all those bands. They're all our friends. And we're on a label called Tiny Dragon Music, which kind of encompasses a lot of those bands. But I'd say it's super friendly, super supportive. It's not competitive in a negative way. It's just more of us like pushing each other and writing, you know, good music, being stoked. And yeah, so I'd say it's really, really awesome. It's a really awesome time right now. It feels kind of special. So
that's really awesome to hear, because there's sometimes I feel like now sometimes bands are like, they don't want to help each other. It's all like dog eat dog. They want to just, they're all about themselves. And it's not like, it's one thing I felt like was a loss in a lot of like music today was the community spirit. Like bands helping one another out, like the true punk ethics with helping one another out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I really do feel like, you know, every time one of us puts out a 7-inch or a record or a video or anything like that, everybody is just super supportive, reposts it and talks about it and buys it, especially during like the quarantine and everything that's been going on. Like people have been awesome about, you know, buying each other's records and t-shirts and just trying to keep us all afloat and you know, like doing what we love to do. So it's been really cool and positive. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
all right, people.
Very cool.
So one of my questions is, so I know that you guys are a touring band. And I have to say, from seeing you guys live, one thing I loved about Kids on Fire was you guys have sick energy and an awesome camaraderie between the band members. I love that there's more than one singer. Like, I love that. Like, I get so excited when I see bands that do like different people singing and doing different stuff, and just have so much fun. Do you like? I wanted to like kind of like hone in on like, what is touring like with you guys? Are you guys as much fun on tour? Is there like band drama where you're all killing each other, or like? And how often are you guys touring?
Yeah, no, that's rad. Well, I would say like we've been a band for a long time. Like technically we've been a band for 10 years plus at this point. Mikey and I have been playing music together since like 2004 or 5. We were in a band.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. We were in a band called the Rain City Schwillers, like a street punk band, until about 2008. And then we started what basically became Kids on Fire after that. And in that time, we've done 3 tours that I would call tours. We've done a lot of out-of-town shows, but I would say 3 tours. And I would say actually, like, as far as us being like super, super active, that was probably a thing that kick-started again right around the time that Kevin joined the band as the drummer. So 2018, 17, something like that. We're definitely like planning on going on the road more now. And if COVID hadn't happened, we were going to Japan in March to play, and then we were definitely going to do another West Coast tour, and then hopefully an East Coast tour. But everything obviously got, you know, put to the side. So that's all stuff that'll happen for sure, like when things clear up. And we all love being on the road. I think that a few of us have, been in bands that have done a fair amount of touring, and I think that all of us really enjoy it. As far as like our dynamic, I would say it's like super awesome. I mean, we're all buddies. Like we hang out, we hang out outside of the band, and it's not something where we just kind of feel like we're going to work or we get sick of each other or whatever. Like there's moments, like
it's not a business.
Yeah. And so it's like it's just like it's a party, man. It's a good time. Like some nights are crazier than others, but it's always like a good energy. Like this last tour that we did where we saw you guys, that was a rough one because we had all gotten sick at some point along the line on that tour. And it started off with like Kevin being ill, Mikey not feeling too good, and then I got it like right after Reno. So when we played in Las Vegas, I had like 101 degree temperature, and like it was horrible. But even though we were dealing with all that tour was still awesome. It was still rad. But there were definitely moments where we were all kind of like, because we're dealing with like having the flu in the van or whatever. But
oh no, it wasn't like having the shits flu, was it?
No, luckily, well, at least not for me. Okay. But it was definitely like I got a fever, and that would be even worse for sure.
Oh, can you imagine being stuck in a tour van with no toilet?
Oh man, you got shit all.
I mean, can you imagine being in a tour van with no AC and going through the Mojave Desert? I mean,
yeah.
Who would ever do that crazy stuff?
I'm just imagining like being around these two, like having explosive diarrhea and like.
Well, it comes out of her mouth usually anyway. So.
Oh yeah, the farts are bad enough, and so.
Oh.
Explosive diarrhea, that would be a bad time for everybody.
You're gonna have a bad time.
All right, Chico.
All right, so we've met Kids on Fire. We've seen you guys live, but for the uninitiated, what do they expect to see when they see you live? Like, what can you tell the people that don't know who you are, what you guys are about, and the kind of show they should expect when they see you live?
Well, I would say that we always try to be ourselves and try to bring an exciting live show. Like, sometimes we're better than others, for sure. But I think that we're always trying to make it something where we connect with the audience, for sure. I feel like our music we try to be very heartfelt about it. And so we feed off the energy of the people watching us, whether it's, 400 people or 3 people or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And we love playing live. And so, like, I would say, like, we just try to bring as much, honest energy to it as possible. And we try to give it our all, no matter how we're feeling. I think we're all on board about that. Like, no matter how bad of a day we're having or how, shitty things are going, like, we're always going to go out there and leave everything on the stage. So, because I feel like, at least from the standpoint of somebody that goes and watches bands, like, I love when I see a band that, like, it feels really honest and really, like, emotional, in a way. So we try to have a good time, basically, and not take ourselves too seriously. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, man, that's awesome. I mean, we've seen it live, so we know for a fact that's what it's about. So
yeah, man,
we've seen that, man. We've seen it. So
just want to rock out.
Yeah, I liked your lit cover too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll spin off your question, Chivo, about the band. How would you as far as like your sound, how would you say who were your influence that influenced your sound with Kids on Fire? Like, who were just some big influence that helped you to, like, okay, we're Kids on Fire, but who are influences?
Sure. Well, I think that we all have pretty diverse musical tastes, but we come together on a few bands for sure. I think that all of us obviously listen to like 90s punk rock, so that's like an influence. I would say the Misfits are a big one for us. Like, all of us are pretty united on that. Bands like the Bouncing Souls, Swingin' Utters, who else? Local bands like Zeke. I would say like Success, the Hollow Points, Burn Burn Burn. I don't know. There's so many bands. I mean, it gets pretty diverse too. Like I know last night Mikey and I were talking about like bands like the Deftones and just bands that we grew up listening to. And for me, it's like I like the Pixies and the Gits and the Cure and like a lot of like dark wavy stuff and pop punk. So I don't know. It's pretty all over the place, but I'd say like we come together, in like areas like, Against Me, Swingin' Utters, Bouncing Souls, stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good bands out there that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Deftones, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were my first show.
Dude, they're awesome. Yeah, they're so rad. And I always loved how they kind of just never... I mean, they got lumped into the new metal thing, but they really always did their own thing, which I thought was great.
White Pony's still my favorite, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yep.
It's a great record. Yeah.
Great record.
Super, super good. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about, I saw your Rain City Forever quarantine video.
Uh-huh.
And it was awesome, and it was so cool to see, like, we just talked about, like, bands supporting each other. I could tell that you guys have a lot of support, which is really cool to see, and people were having a great time. It's a fun video, really fun song. Do you want to speak to any of, like, the inspiration behind the song and kind of, like, also, like, what's quarantine been like for you guys, too? Like, in the same sense, like, using your creativity and doing different things.
Sure.
I love the video. I wanted to make sure we plugged it so everyone can see it when we air the interview.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Something for the video as well and links and stuff for you, too. So
awesome.
But go ahead.
I would say that there's definitely like I was kind of talking about earlier, there's a real community here, especially lately. All the band's very supportive. We feel kind of like we have our own identity up here. I think being in the Pacific Northwest definitely affects you as far as like, it's a very green place. It's very, environmentally positive. I think that it leans super hard left. We're all very progressive and pretty, radical about things. And then all of us are about community. I think that in Seattle especially, it's been weird because like I was born and raised here and, which is actually kind of rare. Most people are transplants here, but I got to see it change, from an early age on and with Amazon and a lot of these big companies moving here that raise the rents and slowly but surely, the music scene, the art scene has been, taking hits from that, because it basically like is not super positive about keeping the arts community in a situation where people can afford to live and create in the city, And so I think it's something where, we're always having this internal battle about loving where we're from, but also being, like not stoked about how much is changing, but it's like that everywhere, I think, but yeah, it's basically just like a love letter to Seattle, to the Northwest. And, we were thinking of ideas for the video and it just popped in my head, that, obviously people can't get together right now, but it might be cool and distract people a little bit if they wanted to send in videos, of them singing along to the song, doing whatever they wanted to do, basically. Which kind of kept us all connected, and it took a while to put the video together because of everything that was going on, but it was nice because we were able to just interact with a lot of people that maybe we wouldn't have talked to for the last 3 months, so... it was awesome. It was meant to put smiles on people's faces, and I think it's been doing that. And so I'm super stoked about that for sure. And
it was a really fun video. It was really
fun.
Yeah, to watch. It's a great song.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. It, to be honest, when I wrote that song, I really liked it, but we were pretty proud of the record, and I didn't think it would be the song that connected with people in the way that I've come to understand that it has. which is really cool. I've never had that experience before where I write a song and it connects with people, organically, and it's not something where I was like, oh yeah, I wrote a song that, immediately people are gonna like or whatever, So it was cool to like hear people say that's one of their favorite songs on the record. Because I wouldn't have guessed that, but I'm stoked that it is, So
It's like, I wouldn't be my choice, but I mean, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I don't like anything I write really. I'm like, oh, it's terrible, but
we all do that.
That's normal. That's normal. Yeah, it's normal.
For sure.
Self-deprecating songwritership, but it's good to see that you're actively putting out stuff that you're writing, and you're putting stuff out, and you guys made good use of the time, which a lot of people weren't doing anything, and it was good to see people making art during a rough time,
Totally. Yeah, I think
awesome.
that was definitely part of it was, encouraging people to, because it was hard for all of us. So I know it was hard. It's been hard for everyone. And it gave some people something positive to do and something fun to distract them for a few hours, which was what we were hoping for. So.
And P.S. side note, I see your political posts on Facebook, and every time you post something, I'm like, right on, Johnny. Yes,
I appreciate that.
Because I'm so glad to see that there are punks stepping up for the Black Lives Matter movement, and there's people just really supporting all the political stuff that's happening right now, because it's a huge time. And I'm always like, the punks should be out there making changes. They should be saying things, and and it's sadly, a lot of the other punks that are from the old school generation have gone in the other direction for some reason, which I'm like, are you do you know what the punk rock philosophies are? How could you possibly it's almost feel like I've been traded, oh my God, look at you all, those are the people you hated.
Absolutely, man.
So keep fighting the good fight. I love seeing it. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's confusing to me to think that there are people within the music scene that we're in that feel very differently, in the sense of not wanting it to be open to everyone, which punk rock to me has always been about, community and being accepted, even though, maybe you're not accepted in, the regular world. And so it disappoints me and makes me sad that a lot of these older punks and some younger ones are so close-minded and don't see the hypocrisy,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Racist punks can fuck off, basically.
I'm with you, man.
With you on that one.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Chivo. I guess we're on the final round.
Final round.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where I ask a very serious question.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I can see it. I'm getting
No,
ready.
seriously though. All right. So you're a tour. You're part of a touring band. You guys are always playing when there's no pandemic going on. You guys are always on the road. You guys are doing stuff. You guys are keeping active. For other bands, other DIY bands that are coming up that want to do the same things you guys are doing, what words of wisdom, what pearls can you share with them about the life of being on the road all the time? I mean, it's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot on stress, on life, but it's something only you have to be a part of it to know.
Sure.
So
Yeah. That's a good question. I would say, just, we only have one life, at least that we know of, and I think that taking risks is important, and creating things is important, and doing what makes you happy is important. And, if what makes you happy is creating music, and getting your music out there, then what do you have to lose? You know, like, I think that, you know, there's something very freeing and beautiful about being out there and meeting new people and seeing the world and playing music and, you know, just trying to be exactly what it is that you feel inside that you need to be. You know what I mean? So I would say, don't limit yourself. Tomorrow's always another day to turn things around, and if you want to do something, go do it, because you may not get a chance to do it. And seeing the world is pretty cool in a band with your friends playing music, you know. So I wouldn't trade it for anything, and even if it all ended tomorrow, I have a lot of really cool memories, and it's a big part of what I love about playing music, for sure. So
awesome. Well,
yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, man.
Record somewhere, just like everything you just said.
No, it's pretty awesome. But now, also, what do you guys have in the works? I mean, like, please share anything that you're doing now. Any type of social. I mean, if you're into the social justice portion of this, what are you doing? Like, what albums are you guys recording? What are you guys doing right now? Share. Tell us all.
Well, I mean, like you guys were saying, we just put out the video for Rain City Forever, which is on Blank TV. If you go to Blank TV's page on YouTube, you can see it there. New Noise magazine put us on the front page this whole week, where you can watch the video, which is really cool. And then right now we're recording hopefully in January, and we're writing what is essentially going to become the new album as we speak right now. So we're working towards that. And as far as like other things, myself, Sam from a band called Everything Sucks that's from here, Ronnie from a band called Mabel's Marbles, and Doug, who works with Bridge City Sessions, and Head Honcho. We've been putting together a video series of Northwest bands, and we're going to reach out to bands all across the country, so I'll be getting a hold of you guys. Basically denouncing racism in the punk scene and promoting, you know, progressiveness and positivity. And so we're putting that together right now. So currently it's under the umbrella group that we're calling WARP, which is Washington Anti-Racist Front. But that's something we're working on right now. But as far as the band, we're just hoping to get a new record recorded here, like early in the new year, and just pour all our love and heart into it as much as possible. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you two other clowns, you have any other questions for our boy Johnny here?
I do.
Oh, do you now?
I do.
All right, you're cut off. Okay. Mute. No, kidding. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Random question. If you could form your very own super group of artists that they can be dead or alive, and you're a part of it, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Hard. Gosh, that's a difficult one. The super group of a band. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I would say on drums, I'm a big Nirvana guy. Dave Grohl's awesome.
Yep.
Never a bad choice. Never a bad choice.
Yeah, I feel like that's always going to be a good one. On guitar, gosh, that's difficult, man. I don't know. There's so many people that I respect. I don't know. You could be like 15 people, but like, you know, I mean, there's so many amazing artists that I really, really, really appreciate. You know, as a vocalist, I'd say Jesse Michaels from Operation Ivy or something. On guitar, again, that's just really difficult. You know, I mean, I grew up like basically mimicking Johnny Ramone, Billy Joe Armstrong, you know, people like that. But I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's hard.
But yeah, random question. I just thought of Bam.
Yeah.
So, before we sign off, is there anything else you want to plug or talk about that the band is doing or where they're going? Or I think we kind of,
Sure.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I would just say,
Help promote.
yeah, I mean we're on everything. So Apple Music, Spotify, Bandcamp, Pandora, all of it. If you look up Kids on Fire or Kids on Fire Seattle, you'll find us. You can check out our records and download stuff off of Tiny Dragon Music's page on Bandcamp. And then we have Instagram, Facebook, all that. Basically, just look up Kids on Fire. And just look out for the video for Rain City Forever. That's really like what we're hoping people to see right now. So
very cool, very cool. We're looking forward to seeing Warp too, man. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll definitely get a hold of you guys about that too. So
very cool.
Yeah.
We're in.
Hell yeah, that's rad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for fighting the good fight.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Hearing that there's people in the punk community who are doing great things and care about people, and so please keep fighting the good fight, man, and keep making music because you guys are totally rad. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Had a good time at the show, and not just great music but great people too. So
we feel the same way. You guys are awesome. You guys are a great band and super rad people, and we hope to see you guys pretty soon.
Stop it. But say
Thanks
more.
for having me on.
Appreciate it, man.
See you later, bud.
See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye, Johnny.
All right, see you later, Johnny.
Bye.
All right. Peace out.
Later.
We just finished with Johnny. Johnny was amazing. Check out Kids on Fire. Always. All right. What else? What else?
He just had some great things to say, and we're so glad that he had a chance to come on the show. We love them. Please go check out Kids on Fire, Spotify, Bandcamp. We'll have the links in
Facebook, Instagram, all of it.
Yep. So please go check them out. Kids on High Energy Punk Rock. Lousey's out.
Yeah.
Woo!
Deuces.
Out.
Peace.
Deucey-doo.